Hey, hey, hey. I don't know what to say, but we are in August and it's we're just over 500 days of COVID. A very stark contrast to 500 days of summer. Not quite the same sentiment in terms of emotions, but today we talk about what life has been like and also reimagining what things would be like if we did have this pandemic a couple of years ago. If you're ready to dive into a whimsical podcast about how happy we are, buckle up, Buttercup. It's going to get real bumpy. Top of the morning to listeners far and wide. It's your boys, the Mings, with our showrunner, producer, architect, Jeremy.
I'm an architect.
Welcome back to the Tabletop Podcast. It's a Monday. If you're listening into the time of release, good morning to you.
Monday fun day. That's what they say.
That's what they say.
They probably want to hear you say it, so can you please do it?
All right.
You know what I'm talking about.
They need to cue
No, I'm not going to do it today.
There
just
you
go over
go.
to my Instagram and check it out.
Oh, that's how you get directed traffic. But you know what else is directed traffic? 20k cases.
At the time of
Directing us
recording,
all the hell, guys.
do you think the numbers are going to go up this weekend? So we're recording this on a Thursday.
Yes, it feels like a Friday though.
Oh ye
so
of little,
dreading.
oh ye of little faith. Remember we had this talk and I said it's gonna get the 18 to 20,000 mark.
Yeah.
But I
You
got
guys
it
are-
right though. I predicted. So should I predict a lower number?
Yeah, do you know what, Jeremy? Give us your best thoughts. At the time of recording, this is 20k. On the time of release, what do you think the number's going to be like?
Oh man.
So Monday. Let's talk about
15K.
Monday. 15.
15K.
Okay,
Optimistic.
Menghan?
Nah, I'm saying this is the new low, guys. 19k, 18k, guys. I'm saying this is where
I
shit
think
is
we're going
gonna.
to touch 21 on Monday.
Right. No.
It feels-
We'll do tomorrow 21,
Okay.
22 on like Saturday, and then we'll be
Wow.
like, oh no, that's depressing, and then it will like drop to like 18 on Sunday, and then Monday will be 15.
I
guys-
think it's going to cap out at 24. 24
You guys,
Reimagining the
you
year.
guys listening to this on Monday, please tag us and tell us how it went. Oh, I'm really not looking forward to it. Guys, y'all
man.
realize, right? 20k means, right? This is not going away. It's not. This is just rolling out into the public right now. It's like,
Just
you
live
know,
with it lah.
it's like, hey, come and get a free Milo. This is like the Milo van.
Free herd
Okay, no.
immunity.
This
Yeah,
is just
sit down, guys.
it's
down.
that's how serious it is. 20 freaking
Wait,
K.
Quick question:
my
how many
God.
Malaysians are there? There's like 20 something.
Many.
I'm not sure about the
You
population.
know, Google it. It's
Okay.
It's a couple of Googles away.
Population of Malaysia, and it
Yes.
says here 31.95 million, right?
Okay.
So today, right, as of the time of recording, from KKM,
Million
cases a day.
we have 1 million cases.
Yeah.
So if you're about to put that in perspective and then do the math, right, we're probably like, herd immunity it's coming.
Guys,
It's coming.
if we keep it up at 20k, everyone's going to be infected in the next 2 years. 2 to 3 years. All right? Just putting it out there. That
No,
means, well,
There's a lot of angles looking at this. I think some of
Yeah.
us also prefer to look at the vaccine rate,
Yeah, the
the
vaccine.
vaccination
Sure.
rate,
Sure.
which I'm very happy that
Yeah.
we're well above the projected percentage actually.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
in Klang Valley alone, we have hit,
Yep.
I think, 90% of first time doses, which is,
yes.
That's
think
amazing.
about it, like 90%, it's not even like 15%, it's 90%.
90%. I think we are now leading in the vaccination rates.
We
Actually,
are
we're
also,
not. I think
we
like
are,
Kedah was or one of the states.
yeah.
I was going to say like Malaysia in general, but
Oh.
No, we should be leading because we're also almost leading in terms of infection rates,
Yeah,
like
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
There-
potato,
there's so
my
many
asshole.
things-
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
there's so
what?
many so many statistics that you want to play and like play with, right? And then one of it is my favorite is number of days school has closed,
Yeah.
And Malaysia again taking the top,
I mean, all our
Wow.
hopes and dreams as kids who just didn't want school to be open, right? It's happening.
Yeah.
They
It's
got it for
happening.
them.
The
But it's
floodgates-
scary because like the academic world, right? Like even so like teachers and ministers, they're using this term for students who are
Yeah.
in like if you're a student and you're in this pandemic as well. There's a term that's being used which is the lost generation because there's a lot of students who don't have access to the internet, and so technically schooling has stopped for them for quite a while now.
Yeah.
And it's alarming because that means, right, there's going to be a backlog of children who either drop out completely or do not get the rightful education that they need to get. And for me, those are the things that actually keep me awake at night. Not so much about when can I go and travel again. I don't really care about that. I'm just thinking about the repercussions, right?
No,
of
it is.
what
It's serious.
this is doing to
It's
families
damn
and children.
serious, man. There's going to be a whole weird. I mean, I wouldn't say lost generation. I'm going to say weird generation. There's like this
Yeah.
weird speed bump in the middle of their lives. It's like almost you fell sick for 1.5 years and didn't go to school, and then like, oh, surprise, we need to get back right to it.
Yeah,
Have you,
yeah.
I mean, you guys even know, right? Let's say we're studying 1 year in Form 1. We don't study for 2 weeks, we forget everything already. What y'all think 1.5 years
Over
going to
the
do to your
weekend,
school?
I can forget already what the formula is.
It's
It's
mad.
mad,
It's really mad. And I mean, we're trying our best, guys. Everyone listening in, we're trying our best not to make this political. We're trying our
Yeah.
best to not blame the big popos and the
But
go-go's.
this past week has been nothing short of a circus, man.
Our country!
Megan, Jeremy, and myself have been watching the live streams of the parliament sittings.
Best
And
Netflix series today.
it is the best entertainment I've seen in a long time. But that also makes me really sad because it's supposed to be a real thing, right? I'm dying.
These are the leaders, guys. Guys, and everyone's going to be like, you know what? What's the use? We voted also. This happened. No.
Cannot, no.
Now this is the use. For everyone listening,
Yeah.
guys, please, best be
Because
responsible, not about the vaccine.
these guys think, right? These guys think that we're stupid and uneducated, then they can take
No.
advantage of that. No,
No.
man, we woke AF, yeah.
Take
We're gonna
receipts.
march out and beat them,
Take
yeah.
receipts, take screenshots, guys, because when the time comes and they try to spin it against us, sorry.
Okay,
Oh,
big
sorry.
I don't know what that's about.
I was sneezing, but
Okay.
it's not a game anymore, guys. We've had a lot of stories going over the internets. We have
Yeah.
both extremes. Of
Yeah.
course, we have the extreme of like really sad people, all right, really affected people. One that just popped up and went viral, and we also have the extreme of very happy people. Jollivanting.
It's gallivanting.
No, it's gallivanting and being joyous about it. Jollivanting. And just salivanting and
What's that? What's
gallivanting. I'm finding the word where it's like this just random horrible sexual orgy kind of word. I can't remember that word.
What
now,
is that?
Shucks, I really is beyond me, guys. My brain is
Now
not
you make
100%.
everyone like, what the heck were you gonna say?
If I
man?
remember the word, I'll pop it up. But we have
Okay.
people which are jollivanting
yeah,
into
in this past week
debauchery
of
parties.
Okay.
Okay. Social
This past week,
debauchery.
there was a particular
Allegedly.
there
Allegedly.
there's an alleged particular influencer in Malaysia who celebrated her party, her birthday with a party of people, and I mean, I'm gonna say there is like ignorance, and then there's people with money, and then there's like ignorant people with money, and then just like, where is your brains? Yeah, like you get older, right?
We
You
don't
should
want
get
to
smarter.
target just one person. There's a whole bunch of people.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's about that uncle outside, like, sitting and jogging without the mask or just sitting around without the mask.
That day, right? I
Yeah.
was like going down to my car to
You
pick
can
up, to drive somebody, to drive to get some groceries.
Yeah.
And this uncle, and this is like morning, right? He's jogging without a mask, and I look at his like elbow. Usually that's where they put their mask, right? This guy is in the compound jogging, walking
Zero
around
mask.
with no mask. And I look at him, he look at me. Then I was like,
You're not scared.
I want
You're
to
not
slap
scared.
him, eh.
Because like, okay, we've stepped on some toes before. I stepped on some toes before because I've just said to people that, hey, it's not right lah, jogging around without a mask, and like people like, but we want to take care of our health and everything. Hey, which is better? You want to take care of your health, you want to go to hell. Seriously, like it's either you take care of your health, like, oh, your stamina is so important, or you send someone straight to hell with COVID. And like people they're just like, I mean, to everyone, right? I'm taking the stance right now, right? Even to our friends who have stepped on our toes. It's not about wearing your damn mask or not wearing a damn mask about jogging in public. It's not. It's the fact that you're entitled and comfortable enough to think that you can still go out and jog without your mask, Like, but that's just the
Cute,
tip
you.
of the F-bug, okay? The tip of the corona F-bug. that we live in, because
Yes.
in this same thought, if you amplify that thought, it's okay, I'm doing my own thing, I'm not hurting anybody if I'm jogging when there's nobody around. Yeah, take that and multiply it by a few other 1,000 people thinking the same way, and what do you get? You get overstaffed hospitals, you get overworked doctors, you get freaking 20,000 cases, and you get me trying to grab express my foot into your ass, because that's where we're going. Oh, sorry.
That's crazy.
I tried to I
shout
called
out
Grab.
to Grab. If you guys want to sponsor an episode, hit us up.
I called Grab and they didn't want to send that. I tried guys, but basically that's the mindset. That's the mindset, you know?
Yeah.
That's the mindset, because
Tell me what
these
you
guys just
I mean, I totally agree. I just today, right? I went out to buy lunch, okay? And I went into this particular establishment. Not gonna name any names.
just say.
And I went,
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm gonna. I
Okay.
entered this establishment and I was ordering some food and beverage, and the person working was wearing their mask while
Okay.
they were.
I hope
serving
so.
me, which is fine.
Yeah.
I have no qualms. But as I paid and was waiting at the corner for the pickup, the person put down the mask and talked to her employees. Like, I know there's like three of us
we
in that.
gotta call him out.
No,
Look,
cannot.
Nah, cannot call
There
him
was three of us in that particular establishment.
Just say. I promise we'll
Help
censor
us-
it. Just say.
Help us. Tell us what you eat for lunch. What you eat for lunch? Roughly.
We'll
Sounds
talk
like
about it later after the podcast. But that
she
was
pulled down her mask to talk to her colleagues.
yeah. It was like she was like that, and then I could see the mask like that, and then she's like, and then I was like, okay, like that's not supposed to happen. And like if I were like, I don't want to be the person who like, you know, like make a big deal out of it. Like, but I was a bit disappointed, and this didn't happen like at that particular establishment. A week ago, there was also another establishment I went to where it was not really, it was kind of like an office block. I don't know how to explain it, but there was a restaurant there as well, and the person didn't wear their mask. And I think it's because they think that, you know, they're the only employees, and they're like, you know, because I go to places that don't have generally a lot of people. I don't go to kopitiams that often anymore because I'm really paranoid. So I tend to go for places that have not much customers, or I can pick up on like Food Panda or Grab Food, those kind of places, just to be safe. It's not because like I want to find the best places, but it's really because of this whole paranoid of like having COVID, right?
I can't brain that. Oh, I guess I'm wearing my mask. Guess what? Poop. Hey, blah, 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 you know? Would it help? I'm thinking of going on this campaign, right? Like, I'm gonna print a shirt. Okay, I'm gonna say, oh, you're not wearing your mask. That's nice in the front. But on my back, I'm gonna put that I might be positive when I walk past them.
Oh,
you know? Do you think they'll scare people?
I think people would give you space.
I think, right? Do you think so? Because I'm sick and tired of telling people to care about the people that they might infect, right? Because people don't give a shit.
Yeah.
People don't give a shit. But because there's okay, so I can share everyone.
They might care about themselves,
I made a joke with my mom, okay? Because my mom got infected by a stray case of COVID. And my mom has been staying at home, by the way, okay? So we don't know what happened or how this happened. Okay, actually I do,
No,
but
I'm pretty
let's not
sure
get
we
into
know,
it.
man.
Okay. My mom got infected by COVID, okay? The whole thing triggered by stray cases. Let's just put it that way, okay?
Yeah.
And my mom got COVID. And here's the thing. My mom lives in a place where there is a field in front of her house. All right? And people are just jogging around. And playing basketball and without masks. It's like the field in front of their house, right? It's in 1998, you know. Like there's no COVID, you know, for some reason.
It's a different time zone, that one.
Yeah, so. I just really joke with my mom. Mom,
Loki,
can you get a pink raffia string, tie it around both your arms, and just go and jog outside without your mask? I was so tempted to just ask her to do that. And I mean, obviously these guys live in a different mindset because they're not scared. Or they're like, oh, jogging is very, very, very bad. You know, if you wear your mask when you jog, you're very bad for your lungs. Yeah, guess what? What's bad for your lungs? Starts with C, ends with Ovid. Okay, donkey shit.
We should go around. I got COVID.
Yeah, I really feel that's the campaign we need to go out right now, because I cannot brain people who are still they're so comfortable with where they are that. And even worse, some of them are double dose right now, like the vaccines and everything, right?
So, like a friend of ours who, she and husband both had both their vaccines, right?
Right.
They still got COVID, guys.
Yeah.
There are a lot of cases. I mean, it's on the uprise. Yes. Okay, so here's the thing, right? We're not saying this so that you be like, oh yeah, I don't need to take the vaccine. No, stupid.
No.
You still take the
You
vaccine.
don't get bad side effects. You
Yeah,
don't,
you don't go into the hospital.
You aren't admitted to the hospital.
Yeah.
You don't need to be like on an incubator. But the thing is, the truth of the matter is, just because you got your vaccines doesn't mean like you won't get it. It's not like you got force field around you.
Or you won't spread it to someone freaking else.
Correct. You're still a carrier.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I don't know where it came from.
This is balls to the wall episode on Table Talk 121,
man.
guys.
You're one the salty people. Here we are, man.
The COVID cooches,
okay,
the
take it
Corona
easy, yeah.
bonus.
We're gonna
Oh,
quickly
man.
take a step back and think about what it's like, because I know a lot of people are still in a sort of like state of denial, right? Some people
Yeah.
are thinking, it's just, it's just outside one. I won't kena one, So okay, I mean it's cool.
Famous
you can live
last
like
words, Famous
that.
last
You
words.
can live like that. It's up to you. We don't really care at this point anymore. Already. I mean, you're just adding to the numbers, right? So it's
Oh,
fine.
man.
We do care. That's why
Yeah.
we're bringing it up. But
It's-
I do want to quickly talk about what things would be like if we did have COVID maybe about 10 years ago,
Wow.
20 years
10
ago.
years ago.
Like imagine we were in school and then
Right.
COVID hit.
Right.
Like, can you imagine what it'd be like back in 2000 and, I don't know, 2000s, right?
I think we'll...
I think things would be quite different
No,
in
yeah.
terms of everything.
What?
you know?
Wow.
To be
Yeah.
honest, right, I feel that if it was in 2000s, right, we would have handled it a bit better.
I was going to say, do you think we handled it better?
You know why? Social
why?
media and these kind of things
Right.
spread things out of proportion. Like, fake news didn't really exist much last time.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
news was literally a piece of paper that you get from the mail.
Correct.
There's only a few avenues of news near.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's a good point. Yeah.
Okay, I got to take it back though. If we might have curbed a different way, but I think we would be in deeper shit. Because I don't
definitely.
think we would not have the same technology to develop the vaccine
Okay, that's
as
true.
fast.
Correct. Nowhere as fast.
Yeah.
And I think economically we'd be dead already. Like,
Yeah.
because internet wasn't
Yep. We would have no
such a
source of
strong
income.
and-
Yeah.
Like it wasn't as easy as it is now to connect with people, right? I think
Yep.
most shops, online shopping wasn't a thing back then, right?
What is
brick and
online
mortar
shopping
shops
then? There's no
would have
delivery
just
also.
closed. Nothing.
Nothing.
Honestly, economically, we'd be dead. But that being said, back in the 2000s, we did have a bit of a more competent government, So
Okay,
Oh! Well,
So,
that is up for
maybe-
question at this point.
yeah, also
That is up for question.
also. Wow, so many things to talk about. I'm done.
500 day mark, guys. 500.
Yeah.
Do you guys realize that I was talking to Suyan the other day? Guys, we've kind of been in prison for 500 days. Although the prison is our house, And what do you guys feel about it? The 500 day mark. 500 days, guys.
I can feel myself starting to go numb already. Like I don't feel as much anymore already. Like emotionally, I'm shriveling up. And it's a weird feeling because
Regressing back.
I care less about things at this point already.
Really?
that's true.
That's where I am, honestly. And I'm
Yeah,
just
just
like,
careless in general. lah.
I just care less in general. I'm just like, yeah, the numbers are the numbers. People,
Like-
they're around, they're not around. It doesn't matter, That's where I am right now.
That close to telling the uncle, do you want to die earlier? I can help you,
Yeah,
But
I mean, if you want to die, I got a couple of other ways to suggest, Just
that
don't
is
burden
non-
the frontliners.
correct. Jeremy, what do you feel? 500 days. 500 days in. 504
What do you
days
feel,
in.
Jeremy? What do you feel? Or what do you
So
do? What do you
I
not
used
feel?
to be the person who goes on like the KKM Twitter every day to see the cases.
Oh.
It's like and on Facebook, right? And I even
Wow.
put it at one point as my priority like post. So when I scroll Facebook, that'll be the first thing I see.
Oh, wow.
At 500 days later, right? I'm immune already. Or I see the number. It's not like a state of panic. It's like I've accepted it. This is
Right.
the state of what it's become.
And to be fair, I think that desensitization of just the general
Yeah.
status of life, right, is also the reason why people are like maybe
Like this now.
not really caring anymore, right?
Yeah.
Because they're like, it's like this is it, right? This is life already.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You know?
Look, like Jeremy put a beautiful question in the shoot guide today. Looking back, your initial feelings, do you feel it's going to end up taking this long to get back to normal? If you guys were in like one of the groups I have with one of our clients, I always joke with them because they say like don't worry, can shoot very soon. I'm like, don't even make plans. Trust me, it's going to be shit. But guys, I'm going to tell you right now, and this is my public declaration, okay? We got past the first wave and I was like, oh wow, Malaysia boleh, you know? Wow, we became model country of the world, you know? But in my head, right, I was like, if we screw it up after this, we in deep shit. We in so deep shit because you know what's the strength of Malaysians? Malaysia boleh chill. Malaysia really can chill about everything one. We are like the most comfortable
really
country in the world. Because we have this thing called like a tidak apa attitude where we are super relaxed one, you know, okay?
Yeah.
And I swear, when I heard about that gathering in, was it East Malaysia, that political gathering that started the second wave, right? In my head, I was like, guys, buckle your asses up. Is going to really just poke us in the backside a few times, okay? And true enough, it EFG us up, you know. It ABCD EFG us up. It's like, because as a Malaysian, right, you know how we're so, like, I wouldn't say it's a strength or a weakness. It is us, right? We're so complacent with a lot of things, you know. We let things slide by and say like, it's no use if we do it. Unfortunately, that was a lot of our mindset. You know, talk about living circumstances, talk about the government, talk about politics, right? There's this very unhealthy attitude of a lot of Malaysians where it's like, I won't make a change. It's nothing one what. It's okay lah, we're like that ma, right? And I knew if we got over it and the world declared this model country, oh my gosh, I knew if there was another wave and it came back, Malaysia like, we beat it before, nothing one, corona not scary one. 20,000 cases later, 20,000 daily cases later.
Surprise.
Am I surprised? No. Am I surprised at the only thing that does surprise me right now is how our country is reacting to it still. You know? It's like we are DEFCON red. India is looking at us and they're like, wow, you guys are mad. You know, that's how mad it is,
really,
you know?
You're really catches up with
India is just like, wow, I thought we were bad. No, you guys are bad, you know? Because like, guys, like if anyone doesn't realize, right, the state of where India is and where we are, right, we have every reason not to be in that state, you know. The state of our facilities, the state of our communities, we have every reason not to be there. And India is just like, okay, you guys got to slow down. You making us look bad now, you know? Like, that's how bad it is, guys. The doctors are walking out and stuff like, looking at this now, are we going to go back to normalcy? That leads me to the next question. What is going to be normal after this, guys? Like, what do you think is going to be normal after living in the house like for 500 days in a row, after doubting everyone sneeze and cough in public, after wearing mask and now double mask and a face shield? What do you think normal is going to feel like after this?
Wow.
Well,
I think the one thing everyone is going to be really like surprised about is not having to wear a mask.
Yeah.
I think that one will throw us off like so bad because it's such like, I remember the first time I wore a mask, I was so uncomfortable. I'm not sure if you all faced that, but I had like, there was an urge to just take it out because that time the complacency was real.
Crying and stuff.
It's like, because it was like, and somehow I wear glasses, right? So it kept fogging up my glasses.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of reasons to take it off. Like, you know, when you get into a safe place, then you take out. But after the first wave, like second wave happened, it's like, mask is a thing. You should never treat it lightly. And I think it does help a lot in, you know, reducing the cases. But I think that'll be one of the changes. But I don't think anything will be the same really after this because it's everything has changed. 2 years already we've been in this position. So I feel like the only way we'll get to normal is if we treat what is now as the normal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a lot of talk about how, you know, certain vaccines like, you know, Pfizer, they are looking to do third shots, right? Booster shots, even over the years, just to keep afloat and make sure that people are still covered with the protection of all the variants of the disease. And I think it ideal situation, it might just become like, COVID is like the new common flu. Because there's still, you know, the flu is ever evolving. And that's why there's so many medicines for it.
Yep.
But that is the potential future of what we're looking at. So realistically, I think things like traveling and all of that, even that's not going to happen in the next 2 years. I'll say it now. It's probably
at least
you
one
guys
more
are not
year.
going to leave. Yeah, you guys are not going to leave Malaysia lah for another year or more at least. Because even if Malaysia opens up or can fly, which country you flying to, bro?
Yeah, there's no green grass right now, and the only green grass is like New Zealand. They not letting anyone in.
Yeah.
Just saying,
They're
just
locking
saying.
that shit tight, man.
I remember at the start of the MCO, I read this article that came out about the Spanish flu, not the Spanish fly, the Spanish flu. And one really interesting thing was the impact on society, right? So we all were like, yeah, there is then, now is now. And something that was interesting then was the people that they interviewed after the flu. Now, this was a pandemic outbreak of like hell level Spanish flu outbreak, right? And it took, and even after it was gone, it took society, it took the global society to take 2 years to go back to any semblance of normality. You know? Do you guys at 500 days in feel this at this point? Like just a
Hard to
fear of
say.
mask and everything. But okay, that's just a fun fact. Anyway, what? Moving on. I think let's just try and pivot it to something a bit more positive, lah, right? In this 500 days, according to Jeremy's beautiful structure, what? Even reading it, I'm trying to think also. Noticeable achievements. Mingyu, what are some noticeable achievements? Jeremy, were
we
you
talked
meaning
about this before?
for us
Just like-
personally or like
just in general, I think for
In
me,
general.
noticeable achievements is setting up my own place and then also having a bit of a routine, living alone and just taking care of like the household and I think my own sanity and stuff like that. I will say though, I'm really grateful for the team that we have. I think that's like for me it's one of the biggest support systems
Yeah.
that I have this
100%.
whole COVID time, right? Because I mean, my parents are at home. My mom's a homemaker. My dad does consulting jobs, and my dad's online a lot as well, so he's doing a lot of calls. But for me, because everyone's just kind of like surviving, I'm really glad that I can survive at work with a group of people that I love and can have fun with. Like to me, that's the biggest achievement ever. Because I cannot imagine, right? Like imagine if sorry, yeah, I cannot imagine. It sounds entitled, right? But imagine like you are working a horrible job at home, right? Wow. It's like you cannot do anything, you cannot run, you cannot escape, I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, piang, how's yeah?
I think that's definitely an achievement that like how I mean I don't want to blow our own trumpet, but this goes to the team lah, right? Like even Jeremy, you're part of it as well. And I think something that Brian, Mingyu, and myself, like I think we've always believed in hiring by heart, like the person, right? And it really stands out now. There's a lot of stress going on around, and the last thing you need is your own team stressing you out during this time. I feel like the biggest achievement that we've done, I mean, not just personally or whatnot, but we've created this team that I'm so proud to be with and from, that just hustles no matter what.
Yeah.
Like we eat uncertainty for breakfast and then we poop out a campaign structure for a client, that kind of thing. Like I think that is the most noticeable achievement in my immediate life. But
Yeah.
what other achievements are there at this time?
Jeremy, what about you? What are some of your noticeable
Jeremy,
achievements?
what are the noticeable
think-
achievements?
It's very easy. I think being able to graduate during a pandemic.
Yep.
So if y'all didn't know, I just finished my degree last December. That's my last
Kong for Choi.
So it's so strange because I got to experience the full circle, and I am glad that I still made it out during a pandemic. I mean, some people I've heard, like sadly, some people who like drop out because they couldn't take the stress or like the whole like cycle. So I think that's already an achievement in itself. So shout out to those of you who are like studying online. It's
Good job,
it's
man.
not
It's
easy.
not easy.
Really, it's really not easy. Like I cannot I really need like physical interaction and like being able to ask my lecturers then and there. But like now not being able to do that was like a whole 360 degree change. So I guess that's like my most noticeable achievement.
I think for me it wouldn't have been too much of an issue because I don't go to class anyway.
That one is your problem. So
Oh, that's
I think I would have done really well.
Oh my gosh. I can't.
Man.
No, achievements. So failures. Let's talk about failures. What are the biggest failures that you've experienced during the lockdown? And then
I'll
you
go
can
first.
take it. Yeah.
Maybe not so much failures. Maybe just realize a lot of realizations that there are things in and around your life that you need to deal with or come to terms with. And I think for me, a lot of it is the like some conversation I've been having with some good friends lately has been about how you need to come to a point where you are comfortable not being in control. And that's been a big thing for me because I'm as much as I do really well spontaneously, I need to have the road ahead mapped out, at least for me, because that's how I operate, right? And I think because of that, a lot of like friendships and relationships and uncertainties about myself and my future and the people and things around me has put me in a position where I feel just absolutely hopeless. And the word that I've used in conversations has been it's been this unfair pause button on life that you cannot press play to. Like, it's paused and you cannot do anything about it and you don't know how long it's going to be for. And I think that's the part that hurts the most because like even like if I knew that this was going to last for another 2 months or like two weeks or even 2 years, then I have contingency plans to like work around it. But I don't, right? And I think that's the very, very painful part. And for someone like me, that puts me into a lot of like anxiety creeps in quite a bit, right? And so I think I've been really grateful to have friends just to bounce like these real and raw conversations with, and just a reminder that you know what, sometimes not everything is going to be black and white in life, and that's a lot of things in life as well. Just like stop letting yourself get absorbed or overwhelmed by the fact that there are a lot of things that you cannot control in your life, and this is one of them. That's been for me one of the biggest things.
Jamie, other than graduating a degree, what's a failure that you've experienced?
Actually, to be honest, one of my biggest failures is not being able to be as productive as I was before this whole thing. To me, like it's a work in progress for me now, but it's like, you asked me before, like, I would say last year during the, like, after when we can go out MCO part of, life, that kickstarted things back again. But once you, like, nowadays it's like, I'm still struggling to try to find my footing to be a bit more productive, getting stuff done. I don't have that same drive as I used to have. And I think that's one of my failures, sadly. But trying to work on it. So yeah, what about you, Minghan?
Oh, what an Asian failure. I mean, we talked about like expectations of yourself during this time, right? I mean, I'm gonna be honest, like I maybe it's because of my nature lah. Like this was like a lot of deep thoughts in the last few weeks, right? Because we had to think, we usually have these discussions between Brian, Mingyu, and myself as well. But this one is just new because it's fresh kind of thoughts, right? I think I thrive in uncertainty. I don't like structure, for example, right? You can ask any of the management team. I'm not a fan of Notion. I'm not a fan of like reporting in like and putting details in. But I have to do it, Thank for Darren. Thank you, Darren. But I feel like when it comes to failure, I think I'm definitely one of the person that thrives in shadows, meaning that I'm okay with not being okay a lot. Like I'm very realistic about it. Like there is no success now that you should be calling yourself out for other than just getting through the next day. You get what I mean? Like what are you expecting of yourself? Yeah. Like I keep on telling people like, it's like a broken record since the start. We're in a freaking pandemic, man. Like, and people like, yeah, I know, but like, it's bad lah. I don't feel the same way and everything. But I'm like, no, I think it's that failure to realize that this is a situation that threatens our existence. Then you should lighten up about expectations for yourself, so that I realize that even for me, if I feel very fatigued or unmotivated, one day, I don't take that as a failure. I take that as like, this is a normal symptom of our season, right? If I feel like super discouraged about something and I just feel like I want to let it go, I feel that's normal. I don't take myself as a failure at doing that. But if I could say that any failure that I would say, like if I fail to take care of my family's health, I feel like a failure. I felt very awful when my mom and my sister all got COVID. I felt super awful as a grandchild because I couldn't see my grandparents off. I feel that, like Mingyu said, that uncontrollable part of life makes you feel like a failure. Like literally you cannot, like what are you gonna do? Like I can't even see my mom go to hospital. I can't take care of my mom go to hospital. I think that one, even though like the circumstances, you cannot escape the feeling. I feel that one, that failure, that to me is what I experienced during this lah. And that's why like you guys should not take this, like everyone listening, you should not take this lightly. When that number that you see in red, right, is actually one of the people your whole perspective on this is different. And it's not like mine was different this time around. Like we were already like super advocates of like don't be a bitch. But yeah, this is totally. I feel that to me is the biggest failure feeling in this season. If there is someone you love or care about and you fail to protect them, even though you were doing your best, that feeling is tough. Maybe can you segue into some motivation, because I feel that that's
a rough one, but it's good. I think there is. We always say this in the podcast, right? There's still a lot to be grateful for. The fact that you have a roof over your head, the fact that you have food on your table, the fact that you can even listen to this podcast, right, means that you're in a position where you are in small ways blessed. And blessed is a good place to be in, right? Yep. There's a lot of people on the streets or people who need food and shelter and just maybe a bit of money, right? And I think looking out for these people is definitely something that we are trying to do as well. So if you jump on over to the Ming thing, you see that we've been doing this thing called Duduk Rumah Eats, and Minghan's been forefronting that one with the team, just to really help out local and just like stores and F&B places in the community that we can try and do as much as we can to help, because it's not like we can do a lot, but the little that we can do, we still try to do it. And maybe that's something for all of us to think about, right, as we close the conversation today. What is something that you're doing for yourself that's helping yourself, but also what are you doing for people around you? Because sometimes the help that maybe you are looking for yourself might come in the form of you just helping out someone else. Even if it seems outlandish, right? Even if it seems like, why am I giving away my piece of bread to someone else, right? But I mean, maybe think of it from their perspective. Maybe they haven't had a piece of bread for 4 days, right? It's a tough time, and I think every time we talk about this, it gets more and more difficult because news doesn't get better. The state of our physical and mental health doesn't get better as well. But maybe the fun part is also just realizing that we're all in this together. You're not alone. And I think that's also a great place to remind you guys that we have a Discord community that is open and ready for you. So if you want to maybe jump in and meet some new people, or even talk to me, Minghan, and Jeremy, we are on the Discord community. It's called The Takeaway Table. So if you want to join us, it's discord.gg/The Takeaway Table. It's easy, it's fun, it's as casual as you want it to be. You don't have to voice chat. You can just text and talk. But the reason why we're shouting this out is because a lot of the things that we're doing now as a team has become, we're doing a lot of work with brands and businesses, but we also want to really just reach out and grow the roots in the community that we're in. And that's why you're going to see a lot more just kind of projects that were popping up over the weeks that is focusing on people like you, people like us, and the people that we live with, right? So that's mostly about it for this week's episode. It's a fun bag of mix. It's the kind of podcast you leave on and, mop a floor or something.
Fun bag of ass, man. Like, there's 2 marshmallows in and maybe like...
It's not very fun.
just 4 bitter gourds.
Sorry. I don't know why I said that.
Oh, man. But what... Okay, just to leave people with some marshmallows. What are your motivations? What are your coping mechanisms? What is your upkeep? What are you guys doing? I mean, you talked about structure, right? Like, what's your tidbit about that?
I think as much as I hate being that person to tell you that you need to kind of like cover all grounds, right? You need to make sure that in a day you need to do some of these, right? You need to feed yourself well, right? Celebrate the small wins. You gotta do some form of exercise. I cannot tell you how important it is, and this is a personal discovery because I'm a fat potato, right? And I hate exercise, but I cannot tell you how powerful endorphins are. Like you just doing like 10 push-ups, or you just doing like 50 jumping jacks, or skipping for 10 minutes, or just like, just walking around your house like 5 rounds, right? The amount of endorphins and how much that changes your perspective on something is insane. So if you're feeling shit, just do a quick workout. Doesn't have to be a full 30 minute, just a 5-minute stretch, right? It does a lot for your body, and it helps a lot with your mind. I cannot explain how powerful it is. So do something fun, eat something nice, and give yourself a workout, even if it's 3 to 5 minutes. It's so important, and that has changed. It's brought me out of a lot of dark times. Honestly, there have been some evenings where I cannot take the weight of work and just the emotional turmoil in my mind. I just do a workout, and after that, I just feel like I feel so much better, because that stress is like, pushed to somewhere else. Yeah, that's some of the little hacks that I have.
Endorphins and dopamine,
Oh yeah.
Sometimes I just dangle out my window just for all to feel the kick, and then like I feel.
I'm not sure that's different.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's a bit different. Anyway, Jeremy, what about you, Jeremy?
I feel like we said this many times, but it's really very important, like having a support system or like a friend circle. You don't need you need to know it's not like you need 10 people, 15 people to be in a group call to make your day. Honestly, it just takes one person maybe, or even just look at it closely. Your own house, your family members, they are still can be a support system. It doesn't need to be someone of the same age. I have people who I know who are much older than me, but I still feel like, they have helped me stay sane. And that's why like we keep talking about the Discord and all. But yeah, if you have your own friends, right, that like it's an easy start to begin with. Like, and it's not mainly about texting can be one thing, but I feel like having a conversation through a call or something makes it way more helpful. Like, or to see a face, really. You call, right?
It does a lot, seeing the face. Just turn on your cameras. Sorry, I don't know why that came out like that. But if you guys want some more fun things to do, check out all our previous episodes of the podcast on the Takeaway Table. That's us on YouTube or Tabletop Podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. This week's song recommendation is an interesting one. This one is from Walk in the Night. Sorry, it's from Moon Sujin featuring Zion T from her album, and this song is called Walk in the Night. It's a bop. Check this out. Oh man, what an insert, right. Ryan. Getting better and better at the audio clips, man. I have to say. This guy is amazing.
Okay.
But guys, thank you so much for listening. I know it's not the easiest thing to kind of chew on, especially when you look at a new week with crazy cases and even crazier stories in the Malaysian political scene. But hey, we do our best to be alive. And I think more importantly, let this ring true that we're all in this together. And when I say that, I'm not saying that, it's nothing much. It doesn't mean a lot. It's just that understand that we're all also doing the best we can to survive. And it's okay to reach out when you need to.
I'm going to let you guys go with a great tidbit that has helped me move along a lot of times in life, guys.
I swear, if you say love never felt so good.
It's by my friend called Friedrich Nietzsche.
Okay.
And his quote is, if you know the why, you can live anyhow. And I came across this line in my college days.
What does it mean?
If you have a why, you can get through any how. You can get through any when, you can get through any who. And that basically means if you have a purpose and you have a goal, it can weather a lot of things. So that's something that my good friend Friedrich Nietzsche.
That's one of the more intellectual things I've heard from.
But my second friend, always told me another thing.
It was Michael Jackson.
No.
Okay.
My second friend says, "Papo pe, papadipo papo pe."
What the?
Living in a scat man's world. Thank you guys. We all live in a scat man's world.
Guys, what the heck?
We have a good find your why, guys. We can talk about the why another time. We'll see you guys soon. Please take care, stay safe, stay clean, get your shots. I'm going for my 5th one next week. Not sure the government knows about that. We'll see you guys next time. Let's get it out here. Go.